everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my channel, Simply Dji-ji. And we are working more on our Mother's Day feast today. And we're gonna be working on a baked macaroni and cheese. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna make a bechamel sauce. And a bechamel sauce is just a cream sauce with some cheese to it. And it's gonna be the base for our baked mac and cheese. So what I've got here is, I have 4 tablespoons of butter that I've melted, but I don't want it to burn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. You just add it to your butter, and then you want to whisk it right away. And what you're doing is you're creating what's called a roux, and you can use this roux for any cheese sauce that you want. You can use it as a base for broccoli cheddar soup, for any soup really, any stew that you want to thicken. And you just want to make sure that all the lumps are cooked out of the flour until it's this consistency right here. It's bubbly, but it's not burning. I just want to make sure all my lumps are gone, and they are. And what you want to do is you want to slowly pour in some milk. I've got here evaporated milk. You can use cream. I typically use half and half, but I don't have that on hand today, so I'm just going to use evaporated milk. You want to make sure it's either room temperature or warm. You don't want like straight from the fridge cold milk, because it doesn't work out very well. And you want to slowly pour it in like so, and you want to whisk the whole time you pour it in. You want to whisk. You want to keep whisking. I'm going to be putting in 2 cans. I may have to add some water to this, depending on how thick it becomes. This is my 2nd can. It's pretty thick already. What I do want to do is I want to add a little bit of water to this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot water in one of the cans and put it in. I've added a little bit of hot water to one of the cans. I just want to pour it in slowly. And I'm going to do the whole can. And the sauce is a little bit thick, but not too thick right now. You do want it to cook through and come to a boil. I'm just going to set my whisk down. And what you want to do is you want to season your sauce. I've just got some complete all-purpose seasoning. You can use your favorite seasoning. I like this because it's got some garlic, some onions, and some herbs in it. Now, I know a lot of baked mac and cheese recipes call for you to have an egg in there. I'm not going to do the egg because I am doing the bechamel sauce. It's just going to provide that thick, rich sauce for us. I'm going to throw in a little bit of cayenne pepper. I do like cayenne. You don't want too much, just for a little bit of a kick. You want to whisk that. And you just want your fire either high or medium high, but you don't want it to boil over. What you want to do is you want to add, I've got some Parmesan cheese here. It's a Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano blend. And I like the Parmesan that doesn't have cellulose powder in it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it in. And I'm gonna whisk it up. And if there's any lumps in there, you wanna smooth those out so you don't get one cheesy clump. And you do want to taste your sauce at this point. Make sure it's well seasoned. I am going to add just a hint more of the complete seasoning. And I'm going to bring this to a boil and let it thicken. Alright, so this has come to a boil and it's thickened up some. And this is the consistency that you want to see. You don't want it to bubble over. You just want it to coat your spoon. So you want it thick, but you still want it to be a milky consistency. And we're gonna just turn that off, and we're gonna boil our pasta off camera. And then we'll come back and put everything together. Okay, I have boiled my pasta off camera, and what I used was penne rigate. You can use almost any pasta. I would not recommend elbow macaroni, only because it doesn't really hold up to a baked cheese sauce, as well as a pasta like this. You can use ziti, you can use ziti rigate, you can use bow tie pasta, you can use rotini. So there's a whole bunch of different pastas that you can use. And I cooked it to al dente because it's still gonna cook in the sauce while it's baking. And what we have is our cheese sauce. I've got some cheddar and Kobe Jack cheese that I have cut into small cubes. As you can see, I've got my seasoning here. So I'm going to just pour the cheese sauce in to my cooked macaroni. I'm just trying to get all that cheesy goodness in there. I like to scrape everything. Alright, and I think that's enough scraping. My teen is trying to steal cheese off camera. Just gotta keep an eye on her. She's also the videographer, so not very easy. Alright, so we've got our pasta, and it's really nice and creamy here. And we're going to go ahead and throw it in the pan. What you want to do is you want to do a layer of pasta, a layer of cheese, and then another layer of pasta. So just a layer of pasta. Just pour about half of that in. It's really hot. I should have used oven mitts, but I did not. I just want to make sure it's kind of even. And we're gonna take our cheese and just throw it in really liberally. So again, this is a mix of Kobe Jack and mild cheddar. You really can use whatever type of cheese you like. Mozzarella goes really well with this dish as well. Gruyere, any sort of cheese you like. I just happen to like these two cheeses, and they were on sale, so that's why I picked them. Just a little more on this layer. You want to make sure that's evenly spread out. Then you want to do your second layer. Add in there. It's nice and thick. We're going to throw our other layer of cheese on there. Now I prefer the cube cheese rather than shredded. That's just my preference. You can do shredded cheese if you like as well. I just like when it has the cheesy pockets, which the cubes create. And the shredded cheese just doesn't have that. Like I said, go ahead and use that. You can use Parmesan. I would typically sprinkle some Parmesan on, but I had used it all in the cheese sauce, and I don't have any more. That's okay. So you just want to make sure it's spread out evenly, as much as even as you can. Don't abandon any corners there. Fill in any holes you may see. There's a few holes here. Oh, there's some holes here. Alright, and at this point, where should you go? Last piece of cheese. There you go. And at this point, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of my complete seasoning. You don't have to do this last step. I just like the complete seasoning because of all the herbs that are in it. You can use just dry herbs if you like. Just like the flavor that it gives. Not too much, because we did season our sauce. I just wanna top it like that. We had our oven preheated to 350. This is gonna go in, and this is gonna bake for 20 to 30 minutes. And you just wanna check on it, you know, as it keeps baking. So 20 to 30 minutes in the oven at 350. All right, so this is the mac and cheese. I've taken it out of the oven. What I did was I had it in the oven on bake for about 25 minutes, and then what I did was I put it on a low broil for about 10 minutes, just so the cheese on the top could get bubbly and brown. And that's our mac and cheese and how it should look. That's gonna be really delicious.